Hello and good morning friends, welcome to the CEC-UGC live lecture. Dear friends, as you know that we have been talking a lot on brand management. So far we have conducted almost 3 lectures, and today also we are going to get a deep insight into the topic, that is brand management. We have understood and we have discussed various aspects of brand management. Today also we would be catering to your needs to give you in-depth knowledge on this very topic. Dear friends, as you know that brand management is one of the topic under our series marketing management, which we are running very successfully for you, so that you could study this subject, that is marketing management as a whole. No point is left untouched. Through these EduSet lecture, we are trying to make you aware, to give you knowledge. I believe that this whole series is going to benefit you. So dear friends, first of all, I would like to tell you all that for the discussion on brand management, today we have again with us in our studios Dr. Subhash Kakkar. Dr. Subhash Kakkar is the course coordinator of this particular series, and with the help of these EduSet platforms, he delivers knowledge, shares knowledge as well as exchange information. So I would like to welcome our guest, Dr. Subhash Kakkar. Dr. Kakkar, welcome to the EduSet lecture.
Thank you and welcome viewers. Today's lecture is again on brand management, and this is part of our series of lectures on marketing management. To understand this brand management, we have already delivered 3 lectures. Many topics have already been covered, and some more topics will be covered today, so that viewers get a in-depth knowledge of brand management, which is an important topic for the management professionals. Without this knowledge, marketing professionals cannot be successful in their jobs and in their endeavors. Today again we will have some more topics under the brand management, and this is brand management part 4. Today's topics will be: why do brands have extensions? Brand extension is success or failure? Before giving a list of these topics to be covered, I will just mention what all topics we have covered so far. We started with the introduction of brand management. What is brand? It was clearly discussed. Brand name and its importance was also discussed. Brand attributes and brand positioning. These were the topics which were discussed in the first lecture. And on the second lecture, we covered topics like brand identity, sources of brand identity, brand image, brand identity versus brand image, brand personality, and brand awareness. I hope viewers are well conversant with all these topics. In the third lecture, we covered brand loyalty, brand association, brand promise, building a brand equity, and customer equity. We also discussed brand extension. And today's topics we are going to discuss are: why do brands have extensions? We will clearly understand the rationale behind having brand extensions. Brand extension is success or failure. We will again discuss whether extension gives us success or we meet failure. And we will also discuss how to succeed and how the failures can be avoided. Next topic will be co-branding, brand value measurement, brand categories. Do brand happen or are they made? What do brands do for us? All this will be discussed today. And I'll try my best to make the viewers understand these topics thoroughly so that they can use them in their jobs also, and they can enhance the market share of their products, and they can have more customers satisfied by using the product or the services which their companies are providing to the customers. So, we will start with the advantages of brand extension. Brand extension has following advantages. It makes acceptance of new product easy. Customers starts accepting the new product when it comes into the market, when the product is launched. It is based on the available brand extension. It increases brand image. The risk perceived by the customers also reduces. The likelihood of gaining distribution and trial increases. An established brand name increases consumer interest and willingness to try new product having the established brand name. Here we have established brand name, and we'll add extension to this brand name by means of launching a new product, and this new product will be liked by the customers through the brand extension, and they will start accepting the new product as they were accepting the old product. The efficiency of promotional expenditure increases. Efficiency means whatever return we get from the promotional activities will be enlarged. The advertising, selling and promotional costs are reduced, and their value, what we get by these promotional activities, will also be increased. There are economies of scale as advertising for core brand and its extension reinforces each other. Both the things are reinforced by each other, and with the result we get better and better results from our promotional activities. Cost of developing new brand is saved. Here we are adding brand extension only. We are not introducing any new brand. So, cost of introducing new brand will be eliminated. Consumers can now seek for a variety. There are packagings and labeling efficiencies which are attached to brand extensions. The expense of introductory and follow-up marketing programs is also reduced drastically. So, this is the impact of having brand extensions. There are feedback benefits also to the parent brand and the organization. The image of parent brand is enhanced. Having brand extension will also give a boost to the parent brand. The reputation of the parent brand is also increased. It revives the brand. It allows subsequent extension. Brand meaning is clarified. When we have brand extension, we start talking about the brand more often. When we talk about the brand more often, we are actually explaining the meaning of our brand to the customers. The meaning of the brand is clearly understood by the consumers. When such is the case, it gives us a benefit. It increases market coverage as it brings new customers into the brand franchise. More coverage is there, more market coverage is there. Our operation of activities increases. More and more consumers come into our circle. They start buying the product by means of brand extension. So, this is again the benefit which we get out of extension of the brand. Customers associate original / core brand to new product. Hence, they also have quality associations. As with the parent brand, the consumers have the features, attributes attached to the brand. In the same way, when the brand extension is there, new product is there, consumers also attach quality and other attributes of the new product with a brand extension. This again is a great benefit what we get out of having brand extension. Now, we will talk about disadvantages of brand extension. On one side, we have advantages, and on the other side, some disadvantages are also there on account of brand extension. The first one is brand extension in unrelated markets may lead to loss of reliability. Here we are talking about unrelated markets. If we talk about related markets, we will definitely get advantages. When we talk about unrelated markets, we may have loss of reliability. If a brand name is extended too far, then of course we will have loss of reliability. An organization must research the product categories in which the established brand name will work. So, one has to work very hard to know the product categories in which the brand is to work. If such is the case, the loss can be reduced also. There is a risk that the new product may generate implications that damage the image of the core original brand. Again, there is a fear that the new product may have certain implications when its introduction is done into the market. That may damage the image what our parent brand is enjoying. So, one has to be very careful, look into the implications of the new product, have solutions to those problems, and only then the product may be launched on a large scale. These disadvantages can also be avoided by suitable actions by the marketing people. Third one is there are chances of less awareness and trial because the management may not provide enough investment for the introduction of new product, assuming that the spin-off effects from the original brand name will compensate. But in actual sense, these spin-off effects may not be seen of the parent brand. So, we must be very careful. We have to make aware our customers, our consumers about the brand extension. What our brand extension is there, what for it stands before launching the new product. So, we can avoid this less awareness problem also. I will repeat the disadvantage. There are chances of less awareness trial because the management may not provide enough investment for the introduction of new product, assuming that the spin-off effects from the original brand name will compensate. If there is no compensation, then we have less awareness in the market, which we cannot actually tolerate. If the brand extensions have no advantage over competitive brands in the new category, then it will fail. Again, the new brand means brand extension will fail in case brand extensions have no advantage over the competitive brands. There is a competition and the competitors are there in the market. These players must be won over so that our brand stands ahead of them. If such is the advantage, then there is no disadvantage available to us. But in case we do not have any added advantage over the competitors, then our brand extension may fail also. Why do brands have extensions? Now, we will clearly discuss what is the need of having brand extensions. After all, again it is consuming some efforts. So, why do we have extensions at all? As the business environment is changing, the profile of the organizations as well as the way of conducting business is changing too. Use of technology and globalization has changed everything about business. Now, we talk of e-marketing, which has changed the face of total marketing operation. So, everything is changing, new developments are there, new technological developments are there, needs and requirements of the customers are changing, everything is dynamic in nature. Marketing is no longer what it used to be. Online marketing has changed the face of conventional marketing, and both are incomparable by any standards. Both are totally different. Normal marketing and online marketing are two different now operations. When we look at the job profile of brand managers, we find that over the past few years, there have been several changes. Today's brand managers are not only planning product promotion and marketing services, but work as business managers responsible for the brand. They are to look after the brand and its management also. The profile of the marketing manager is now totally changed because of new technologies, new requirements, and new needs of the consumers. They are, in fact, responsible for the sales growth as well as the profits of the brand in multinational companies, even in local companies. A strong brand may have team of brand managers working on the brand across several geographic locations and countries. All over the world, brand is to be managed effectively. The responsibilities of brand managers are now changed. The jobs have become more challenging for them. So, with the global brands being present in the various markets, there arises the need for local factors and sensibilities to be built in the brand and into the brand management as well. And this is the need of the hour. One has to be very careful and effective in his operations. Therefore, it makes it imperative to build a brand management team or structure that can work through micro and macro levels. We have to see and we have to take care of both micro and macro levels of operations. Take a look at the shelf in the supermarket when you visit next time, and you will be surprised to see that each of the leading brands be in the medical section, soft drink or grocery item. There are likely to be multiple variations of the same brand with the little differences. Now the operations are changing. Everything what we have, what we require is available in different variants. A brand is there and brand provides products in different variants. Maybe it is pharmaceutical company, maybe it is soft drink company, and even it can be garment manufacturing company. If we go to a mall, all the variants of the same brand are available and shown in the shelves, and the customers can see those variants and then decide to purchase any one of them or more than one variant of the same brand. So, the job of the brand manager is now more challenging. So many variants are there, so many brand extensions are there. One has to look after all those brand extensions so that the operations are effective. Of course, we are talking about the brand extensions that have become the latest strategy adopted by brand managers to exploit the brand value. A well-known brand of soft drink company is perhaps the best and the most common example where you get to see variations of product in the shelf today. The viewers can visualize any soft drink company and then they can think of all the variants available from that soft drink company. One will see that there are so many variants of the same soft drink company are available in the market. So, again I will tell the job of the brand manager has become more and more challenging because of so many variants available in the market. Brand extensions have become the norms of the day. and this is now very common to have brand extensions and the product variants. The question that one needs to ask is whether such brand extensions are really required and worthwhile. There are so many extensions available. Now we have to see it minutely and very carefully whether we require so many extensions or we can avoid them. A thorough analysis has to be done. In the marketplace, where competition is very high and intense amongst brands, the brand management are always under pressure on multiple fronts because they have opened so many extensions and so many product variants are available, and one has to see so many fronts. First and foremost, for a brand to grow or retain market share, the most important job of the brand manager or the marketing manager is to retain the market share. Then his job is to improve the market share. So first and foremost, for a brand to grow or retain market share, there has to be continual effort to deliver incremental value through the brand. Secondly, managements have increased expectations from the brand in terms of revenue growth, market share, as well as the bottom line. There are three things are being talked about. Brand management is to give us what? Revenue and the growth in revenue. Revenue must not be stagnant. It should be dynamic. It should be growing every day. The second part, what we require from the brand management is the market share must also be increasing. Third one is the bottom line of the organization, that is the profit of the organization must also grow. That is the job of the brand management. Brand managers therefore are forced to opt for brand extension. Brand extensions will generate all these three items what we have talked about just now. So brand managers therefore are forced to opt for brand extension strategies in order to create product differentiation and to increase revenue streams. And sometimes brand extensions become necessary to rein in some of the niche segments which may not be addressed by the parent brand, and thus the brand extension helps gain incremental market share. The parent brand is not able to reach some of the segments of the audience. There the brand extension will come to our rescue so that it reaches all the ignored segments of the audience, and with the result the market share will increase, our sales revenue will also increase, and with the result the profit will also increase. Brand extensions are also considered to be the most natural progression for brands. When organizations spend a lot of investments into manufacturing and technology for launching the parent brand, they would not like to leave any opportunity to capitalize on the capacity that they have created and maximize returns on the investment by using a proper strategy for the brand management and its extension. The next logical question that one asks is whether such brand extensions are useful and beneficial for the brand. What is the effect of brand extensions on the parent brand? It is difficult to predict what the exact result would be for. The results in the case of such brand extensions have been mixed in the market. These results can be positive, these results can be negative. One has to see carefully how the negativity can be brought to zero, and we all have the positivity from the brand extensions. Brand extension, a success or a failure. We'll discuss how to have success from the brand extensions, whether it is always a success, if it is a failure, how to avoid failure in the long run. Brand management has become quite a challenge for brand managers as well as the organization today. Intense competition and the decreasing product life of a brand add further dimensions to the brand management problem. Brand managers by and large opt for brand extensions nowadays. Now, we have to see whether these brand extensions give us success or give us failure. And what are the implications? And what is to be avoided so that we get success instead of failure? One can check any shelf in the supermarket and you will see variants of the same brand occupying the shelf space. This is true in all cases, be it with a soft drink brand leader to a cream, shampoo or toiletry. Everywhere we will find that brand extensions and the product variants are available. It clearly shows that the job of the marketing manager has become more challenging. Importantly, the job of the brand manager has become more challenging. Brand managers are always under pressure to grow the market share and increase revenue. Under constant pressure and intense competition, they find it easier to bring out brand extensions in order to provide continual change and an increased value perception to the consumers. Not only they have to bring continual change, they have to continue with continual improvement with the introduction of brand extension. This continual improvement will justify the introduction of their brand extension, and the customers will definitely like the improvement in the product and its variants. Brand extensions also help them to capture the niche segments in the market that have not been covered by the parent brand. On the part of the management, brand extensions prove to help in maximizing capacity utilization and stretching resources to the maximum. Now, we see that we have a parent brand, then we have brand extensions, we have brand variants. Our operations are enlarging, our sphere of activity is becoming big and big. We have to stretch our efforts, we have to stretch our resources so that we can take care of brand extensions and all the product variants which have been introduced in the market. However, the question that bothers every brand manager is whether such brand extensions are good for the parent brand or whether it is a mistake that one is committing in the long run. There is no straight answer to this question. One cannot say directly that it is good thing or it is bad thing. One has to be very careful in the operations so that it is always beneficial to the organization. In some cases, brands have been hugely successful in making foray into new businesses, using the parent brand and stretching the brand. Brand extensions too have worked well for some brands. In many cases, the brand extensions and stretching exercises have failed too. Now, viewers can have examples from their experiences. They should have a list of their experiences. On one side, they should see where the brand extensions were beneficial and were a great success. On the other side, they must write the brand extensions which were really failure for the companies. And then they should realize what are the reasons for brand extension success and brand extension failure. There is definitely a case for brand extensions, and in the market for various reasons. There is nothing wrong in a firm exploiting the brand image or brand value when they have strived to build the parent brand over a period of time. When the organization has put in efforts, put in funds, and put in time in building up of a brand, definitely the organization will like to get benefit out of this effort. The organization will use all his logical activities like brand extension, etc., so that it is able to get maximum benefit out of its efforts. So, benefit through brand extensions always organizations welcome. Economically too, it makes sense for the company to resort to brand extension, which is far cheaper than introducing and promoting a new product and new brand. If successful, brand extensions can help strengthen the parent brands as well as capture the niche market segments, no doubt. On export target audience can be covered through brand extensions. If the organization is able to do that, it is going to be a great benefit to the organization through brand extensions. However, the thinking behind the brand extension and the strategy is what makes the brand extension a failure or a success. In cases where the brand extension is planned to augur short-term revenue, it may not withstand the test of times. The danger of brand extension is something that should be accounted for before jumping into brand extensions. Everything must be clearly analyzed before implementing it. Any brand extension, its implications must be seen before implementing it. The failure of a brand extension can affect the perception of the consumers with regard to the parent brand and damage the brand value. In some cases, the brand extension products may not generate new revenue, but eat into the parent brand's market share itself. That is again going to be a great failure for the organization and a great loss for the organization. What works for brand extension is difficult to say. Depending upon the product, one can perhaps map the market and arrive at a good judgment. Categories like biscuits, soft drinks, chewing gums, sauces and jams, etc., generally do well with brand extensions. The same does not hold good in terms of all products. So, we must see the brand extensions to be used only in selected products and not in all products, because we receive success only in the limited products, as we have already discussed, the products like biscuits, sausages and jams, etc. So, sauces, jams, biscuits, chewing gums, there we can have experiment of brand extensions, but we should not experiment it in all types of products, because we may face failure in those products where brand extensions are not giving results. Branding experts opine that though there is no guaranteed formulae for success in brand extensions, when the same is carried out as a part of a well identified and planned strategy, it can be successful. A well identified and planned strategy involves identifying the core brand value and perception and building brand extension by retaining the same values, but delivering increased value through brand extension. So, increased value can be delivered to the customers through brand extension. Parent brand has limited scope for delivering value to the customers, but brand extensions enlarge the value to be delivered to the customers. Now, we will discuss co-branding, its meaning, types, advantages and disadvantages. We will talk about co-branding. What is co-branding? Co-branding is the utilization of two or more brands to name a new product. The ingredients brands help each other to achieve their aims. Here two brands are merged together, and this merger is called co-branding. Two brands work together for increasing the sale of a particular product. We will see what are the different types of co-branding and how these are achieved, what are the benefits. The overall synchronization between the brand pair and the new product has to be kept in mind. We have to keep two things in mind. The two brands which are going to be paired together and the nature and characteristics of the new product. And then we have to align the both so that they match together. If there is a clash, we may not get success. If there is a proper match, only then we can have success, and that success will be multifold. Examples can be seen by the viewers where co-branding has helped the organizations. A company, maybe the company is in the banking sector. It has a co-branding with some other company, and they introduce a co-branded card also to promote a product. The promotion will be increased, and in that case co-branding will be successful. Viewers can have examples from their experiences and then relate the success of the product with the co-branding process. One thing, they will have to list down the co-brands, pair of brands which are participating in the promotion of a particular product. So, on one side they should have a list of co-brands, pair of brands. On the other side they should have the product for which these co-brands are formed, and then the result or the remarks they should write, whether it was a success and how much success was achieved by the companies by co-branding. Types of co-branding. Co-branding is of two types: ingredient co-branding and composite co-branding. Ingredient co-branding implies using a renowned brand as an element in the production of another renowned brand. This deals with creation of brand equity for materials and parts that that are contained within other products. The ingredient oblique constituent brand is subordinate to the primary brand, and this is the meaning of ingredient co-branding. For instance, a well-known computer manufacturer has co-branding strategy with its processor manufacturer. Now viewers can visualize we are talking about which computer manufacturer and which processor manufacturer. The brands which are ingredients are usually the company's biggest buyers or present suppliers. The ingredient brand should be unique. So examples can be seen by viewers themselves. It should either be a major brand or should be protected by a patent. Ingredient co-branding leads to better quality products, superior promotions, more access to distribution channel and greater profits. The seller of ingredient brand enjoys long-term customer relations. The brand manufacturer can benefit by having a competitive advantage, and the retailer can benefit by enjoying a promotional help from ingredient brand. The composite co-branding. Now we will talk about composite co-branding, which refers to use of two renowned brand names in a way that they can collectively offer a distinct product oblique service that could not be possible individually. Here again, the viewers can have examples from their day-to-day life. The success of composite branding depends upon the favorability of the ingredient brands and also upon the extent on complementarities between them. Now we will talk about advantages and disadvantages of co-branding. Co-branding has various advantages such as risk sharing, generation of royalty income, more sales income, greater customer trust on the product, and wide scope due to joint advertising, technological benefits, better product image by association with another renowned brand, and greater access to new sources of finance. But co-branding is not free from limitations also. We will discuss the limitations also. Co-branding may fail when the two products have different markets and are entirely different target audience. If there is difference in vision and mission of the two companies, then also composite branding may fail. Co-branding may affect brands in adverse manner. If the customers associate any adverse experience with a constituent brand, then it may damage the total brand equity, and this is going to be a great disadvantage. What is brand value? We will now throw some light on the brand value aspect of the brand management. Branding has emerged as a corporate strategy in the recent times. All business organizations in all sectors have embraced the strategy of building their identity through their corporate brands besides the product related brands. Branding is definitely a marketing strategy. However, the strategy of investing into brand building and managing the reputation of the corporate brand goes beyond marketing. Branding is considered to be a strategy that is driven and managed by the CEO of the organization along with the senior management as well as marketing heads. Over the recent years, we see new concepts of brand value, brand power, and brand equity, etc. being coined and measured. If marketing professionals found it difficult to justify and obtain sanctions for the brand promotional activity, today they no longer need to worry. Brand value and expenses towards brand building have become an accepted part of the balance sheet now. Capitalizing the brand value and the expenses towards meeting the brand promotion are budgeted and accounted for in the balance sheets. And in many cases, the ROI of a brand is also calculated to reflect the brand value status over time. Brand management has gained prominence in the recent times, and the fact that we have global brands that have been well established for over 50 years goes on to prove the fact that brands certainly have the power to make or break in the markets. We have clearly understood the power of a brand. It can clearly increase the market share or reduce the market share to zero, because the brand gets embedded in the minds and in the heart of the people who buy the product. They are emotionally attached to the brand. They cannot switch over from one brand to the other so easily, even if the quality of the product which their company is producing is of some inferior quality. Even if they charge more, they are so traditionally and emotionally attached to the brand, they will not switch over to the new brand. Viewers know that some strong brands for a very long time have gained certain brand power to drive growth through brand reputation and relationship with the consumers. Here again, the viewers can have their own examples and then view the results. What are the strong and robust brands available in the market and what is their market share? Then one can realize the power of a brand and its impact on the market share. Marketers have realized the growing power of brands and have begun to nurture the brand image and cultivate value through brand ambassadors. Most of the lifestyle and luxury brands globally and locally have well-known actors and sports persons, etc. as brand ambassadors. Here again, viewers can visualize and see for themselves what are the actors, what are the sports people who are endorsing what all products. And then one can understand these ambassadors promote the products. Through the persona of the brand ambassadors, the marketers derive the power to connect with the consumers and build brand loyalty. Realizing the brand power also calls for working on the product quality and continuous modification, both in the product as well as in the promotion of the brand ambassadors. If two things are missing, the quality is missing and the product improvement is missing in the operations of the organization, then the organization will also miss on the growth in their sales. Even if we have the best of the ambassadors available to us. And building and growing strong brand at global level calls for the entire organization to be brand oriented. The best example of building and realizing strong brand power and unleashing the brand value is the biggest computer manufacturer. If you think that the entire world outside is fan of the biggest computer manufacturer, you are right. Now viewers can also see which company is the biggest manufacturer of computer, what sort of image this company has in the eyes of the consumers. One can realize the impact this brand name has on the consumers and the customers. But the entire organization within also worship their brand too. All of the strategies, decisions as well as day-to-day business decisions at all levels and their operations are directed towards promotion and strengthening of this biggest computer manufacturer's brand. So, everyone working in the company, in the organization is worried about the brand, and all of them are working to enhance the name of the brand. And they feel pride in their brand, and they feel proud that they are attached to such a big and robust brand. The entire organization believes in the brand, and all business processes are driven to build the brand and deliver superior customer experience through the brand. This biggest computer manufacturer as a global brand is perhaps the best example of a successful corporate brand. As much as the corporate strategy has got to account for the branding strategy, the marketing has also to ensure that they work on the different aspects of the brand packaging, design, etc., and keep working on the brand so that it is consistent with the changing times, markets, consumer expectations and the taste, etc. One has to be shown dynamism in brand management. With the changing needs of the consumers, one has to work very hard on the brand and its management. The brands have their own value. The market leadership and profitability of a certain product or business is realized through the brand value. Growing the brand power and using the brand value as a driver to increase profitability as well as the market calls for expert management of branding. Maintaining the leadership of a brand calls for strategic planning in the long run for the term perspective. Now, we will talk about brand value measurement, how the brand value can be measured. Brands have a certain value in the market as well as in the balance sheets of the organization that owns the brand. This is a matter that has been agreed upon by the industry. The accounting of the brand value and the methodology for calculation of the brand value is widely debated. When organizations pay a huge premium or goodwill to acquire a brand, it becomes a strategic decision. However, accounting for the premium paid is a matter that is discussed and debated by many in the industry. We pay certain amount to acquire a brand. Then we see how much we get out of it, whether we are able to get the desired results on attaining a proper or a particular brand. No doubt, accounts would like to assign a tangible value to every asset owned by the company and brand value paid to acquire a particular brand, and the business is also considered to be an asset. And the brand is also considered to be an asset of the organization. What is its value? What is its market value in the present scene? One of the systems followed by UK-based business organizations is that they capitalize the entire value paid for acquiring the business, and the same is depreciated over a period of time. A branding company has proposed a different method of accounting for the brand value. This method, as well as the other methods, give us, proposed by industry experts, take into account the future sales potential of the brand as well as its current market share to arrive at a definitive figure in terms of brand equity or brand power. So, according to one of the models followed by industry, accounts for the net profit earned by the brand in the last 3 consecutive years in terms of value. To this is added a score that is derived out of measuring certain key factors associated with the brand, like brand leadership, market share, trend, loyalty, etc. Certain weightage is given to each of the factors, and the total score is then converted into a certain value with the help of a multiple that is again derived out of a market study conducted for that particular sector. Here, a value is being discussed, and then different factors which come out of the brand are given weightages, and a composite multiplying factor is calculated. With this multiplying factor, we finally get the score or the value of the brand. Similarly, there are several other models and methods that have been proposed by experts in the industry. All of the models use a combination of qualitative and quantitative factors to arrive at a measurable value in terms of brand equity. Some of the well-known models are Brand Equity Index, BEI, Consumer Brand Equity Brand Asset by Longman, Moran, and Leo Barnett, Conversion Model Equity Monitor, etc. The factors included in the above vary from quality of the brand to customer attitude, perception, market share, price band, and durability. A reasonable model to measure brand equity becomes essential not only for the accountants but for the business organization that is looking out to buy a brand. Valuation of a brand and fixing the right price or premium for the brand needs a proven methodology and model that can guide the decision-making process. It is also true that one model cannot satisfy the finance and accounts personnel as well as the business managers. For each one's perceptions and purpose of evaluation is different. When brands are key to the growth and business strategy of the organizations, the decision makers would definitely need proven and strong models to guide them for decision making. Besides the models, they would need to analyze the brand equity from many other points of view of product portfolio, growth, potential of the brand to see if a particular brand is the right choice for them. So viewers, today we discussed some other aspects of brand management. I hope I was able to make most of the things clear to you. Thank you so much.
With this note, thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. Dear friends, we would be meeting again tomorrow with Dr. Subhash Kakkar and would be understanding one another aspect of marketing management once again. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.